S-Class, popularly known as the best car in the world. When we normally bring a review of S-Class, it will be the latest one in the market with all the bells and whistles and technology and features. But right now, I am bringing a 3-year-old S-Class, which has clocked more than 42,000 kilometers. It's been used by many people as it is a courtesy car for the local dealer. So I'm going to check out how much solid is still after 3 years and is it still liable for the title of the best car in the world. All my flywheelers, welcome to Flywheel. So this generation of S-Class is codenamed W223, where in this case it's V223, it's a long wheelbase. Last gen was 222 and previous was 221. So all these cars normally have a lifespan of 8 years. And normally we see a facelift comes around the mid, which is around 3.5 to 4 years time. This has been in the production since last 2018, but still we are not seeing any update coming up. Is it because it's going to be the same or the update is late because of any other reason? I'm going to explain on that. Right now we'll see whether it's still an updated car because there are a lot of competition. As I mentioned, the best car in the world title comes when the car is new with the latest features and technologies and even the design elements. Right now we have very tight competition from the arch rival 7 series and there is a lot of shift happened to the SUVs because of the various reasons. But still I feel S-Class has its own prominent place in the market. I'm going to check that it is still relevant in the market and if the car is going to have a change, what will be the changes coming on the exterior and interior. If you consider the recent Mercedes facelift, we have seen a lot of change coming on the front and the rear. Rest of the body panel remains same because that's an expensive affair. And the tendency to change the front are mostly with the grille and the lights. In this case, I think with the recent launch of the GLC, they're told they'll be going back to the heritage and classic designs on the grille. And in Mercedes S-Classes, we have seen from the 116, 126, they've been always a big grille. Even till 123 era, Mercedes always had a bigger grille. 124 facelift onwards, we've seen the grille shrinking up. With this, I think it will be going back to the classic style, having a bigger grille. The size of the grille may extend up to this much. They may add that checkered element inside, or maybe star-studded element, which we don't know exactly. With some of the with some of the CGI and AI-generated images, what was seen, something similar to what I explained now. There may be a difference in the air vent design, which again is prominent because of the grille pattern will be changing. Light shape will be retained, but inside cluster and the graphic can't be changed because we recently with some of the other models like the CLA and GLC, we have seen they added the DRL as the star 3-pointed star. And normally with the ranking, it is going to be a 3-star for the S-Class because 2-star is for the E-Class, 1 is for the C, and there will be normally 3 stars for the S-Class. So the front expected changes will be these. There won't be any change on the hood or any other pattern. They may introduce some attractive wheels as well. Otherwise, the side all will be remaining same. Rear, what change can be expected, will explain that. Again, in the rear, I don't expect too many changes, but the major change will be in the cluster of these tail lights. The new graphic will be added, which is maybe similar to the new E-Class pattern with 3 stars, or it can be something inspired from the new GLC or CLA. But I'm not very sure about it. But anyway, the shape of the tail light and rest of the element will be retained, except on the lower part of the bumper, they may introduce a new exhaust design or may omit it with a bigger chrome element because the importance of the exhaust with the electric car is coming less in the design element. So there may be a change in the shape or maybe omitting it. Otherwise, the S-Class silhouette, everything gonna remain the same with this generation. Maybe there will be a major change in the upcoming next generation S-Class, which we'll have to wait and see what will gonna be that. Anyway, with these changes, would you be accepting these changes for the S-Class or will you be retaining with this one? Do let me on the comment. When 223 was introduced, it was having the most contemporary interior of any Mercedes. It started off with a big screen system where you have the two screens. And now it's been like, mature to, hyper screens and super screen. Now with the new E-Class, we can see the super screen dominating the dashboard. So with this facelift, which I am expecting to come soon, we'll be having a version of a super screen with more wood element and garnishing element to look more premium. One thing again, when it was launched, I felt this Avon design as cool. It was a bit offset, but still with the looks from this side is balanced and all. But now seeing the new E-Class air vents, I think with the facelift, Mercedes should bring a more elegant air vent design to the S-Class. S-Class was always known for the air vent designs, and it always had a very elegant kind of a design. And now I feel it's been lacking. Generally, after 3 years and multiple owners using in the cars, interior is tend to be shaken up, but you can see it's still solid. There have been criticism about the build qualities initially, but I think it's been improved. The one major problem which we've seen in the interior of this class was the screen was which shutting off, and it was blacking out. So those that things when improved is not there anymore. Another thing which I thought 3-year-old S class would have so much of scratch in this piano black finish, but it's again is clean. Of course, there are fingerprints over the screen which need to be cleaned off erased. Any other part, it's not again not been like shaken up. Even though it's a leatherette seat, the quality of the fit and finish and the quality of the leather used is good because it's not been wrinkled so much. Of course, there's a color change because of the dirt and other things. Steering, you can see it's a full leather and has been polished after using it for a lot. This open pore wood is not my favorite, but a market like this will have a lot of acceptance in here. I love the lacquer finish, but still this also look and feel premium. Although the build quality is very strong, it has got that premium feel till now to it. The car which I'm driving right now doesn't have many features for the front seat like the ventilation and the seat massages all are not there. But otherwise, everything, even the electronics and electrical features works very well. Few things which I find bit old is, see this sound over here. It feels not very comfortable, to close and open the screen. I think maybe the dirt on the railing or maybe the motor is not that strong. Those are the few things which I think need to be considered on this present S class. Otherwise, after running 44,000 kilometer, it still feels solid. That's what actually S class is meant. It is meant to last, and that build quality is still retained. Again, one more feature less for this car is that top end or a higher end Burmester sound system doesn't get this rotating tweeter here. Otherwise, the sound quality all remains good. The installation of the interior from the engine by or from the road is also good, which I'll explain you while driving. So, in short, the interior is still strong and solid. Only very few cars are concentrated the rear seat while developing, and S Class is one of them. In this generation, as well as in the last generation, S Class was developed at the long wheelbase first, then they introduced the short wheelbase, and later, the Maybach version is extended wheelbase. So, the long wheelbase, which is V223, is what we have now. It has got immense knee room, leg room, head room, shoulder room. Everything is quite good. Also, you can put into the business class mode with the touch of a button over here, and it'll recline the seat, and you'll get the proper business class seat while adjusting the front seat to the end. The screen also will adjust accordingly. You can recline it, sleep comfortably. Like if you're at a tired day, you can literally, nap and go back your home. It'll refresh you. Even after third year of this car, still working perfectly. With touch of a button, you can come it back to the original position. There is seat ventilation as well as heating option for you. The leather, wood, everything remains intact and look very good. Doesn't have any wrinkles or anything. There are a few dirt elements which can be cleaned. There's a huge screen over here in that you can have many controls from the navigation to music to any other comfort level. And in comfort, you can adjust your seats as well as you can select your option for massages and ambient lighting. And you can also share the screen with your driver or any other screen. If you want to select one audio, you can share it to driver. The music will play that. You can control both the screen with this tablet, which can be used by your hand. If you're in the recline position, you can use this tablet to use control all these things, which is very common in any of the S class and top end luxury cars now. Rear, you have a separate AC control, which is also functioning very well. There is two USB-C HDMI ports, everything is there. There is this huge panoramic roof, which I feel is a bit noisy now, and you can feel that stretching sound when coloring cloth, which is over the time, according to this climate, has been like shrunken a bit. Blind is working perfectly. There's no noise or anything. In general, there is no much damage after being used by many people for so much time. It is intact now, and there is the option to have third person over here, but transmission tunnel is so big that it's accommodative for a kid mostly. But I would prefer to travel like this, and you'll have proper S class kind of a feel here. So I'm running through a very bad patch of road, but still inside the S class it's floating. Even though it's a 3-year-old suspension, it still is really strong. So this 3-year-old S class is a S350 diesel. It's having 2.9 liter inline 6-cylinder turbo with 282 HP power and 600 Nm of torque, which is mated to a 9-speed 90-tronic gearbox system from Mercedes, and it has done 44,000 kilometers now, and still I can feel the powertrain is intact and very solid. Even though there is a tight in the accelerator pedal, which is little smoother when it's new, that is something which I felt negative about it. Otherwise, refinement level, power level, everything is amazing. If you want to push from the comfort, you have two other powerful mode, which is like Sport and Sport Plus, apart from the economic and individual modes and snow mode, which is not relevant most of the places. But when you shift onto Sport and Sport Plus, you can really feel the difference. The grunt of this diesel powertrain reflects quickly, and the gearbox also plays a big role in that. The gear changes are smooth as well as quick. In some moments, I found a small drawback, especially while downshifting. The gearbox is kind of confused whether to shift down to which gear. Like for example, if it's in the 6th and shifting down, it may be confused like whether I have to go to 4 or 3. Then there will be a kind of a jerk, which is kind of little annoying, but it's not always. Very few moments I had that in the last few days, and that's been the only drawback I've seen. Otherwise, it's all been amazing. I checked the service history also. No major work has been gone onto the engine side nor on the other mechanical areas. Normal service like the brake pads and tire changes, oil changes, other things were there. Tire change also, I'm asked for them, the tire life which I got, which I'll mention, and the cost also will be shared soon. So when you want to push, there is a sport mode. Wow. So initial slight bit of delay, which is like the car is thinking where to shift on, and once it is shift to the right gear, then it's very instant. So another mode is the Sport Plus, which after this traffic I'll see how it performs. Anyway, both the cases, the engine has that grunt, and side throttle feel is what really loud. This is on the Sport Plus mode. Wow. It hold on to the gear for a long time, which is really good, and it give you more throttle experience, and power and performance are amazing in that. And when we talk about S-Class, is always known for its magic carpet ride, and with the 3 years suspension with no maintenance done so far, still have that magic carpet feel, which is one of the USBs of S-Class. And I feel even after many other rivals coming up in the market, you still lead that part. Is comfort the most important thing on a luxury car? And then nowadays, a lot of people are leaning towards SUV, majorly for their convenience of getting in and out, sitting higher. But one other factor will be the ground clearance. In S-Class's case, you can raise the suspension a bit in case if you are encountering any bad patch or a higher speed breaker. So far I've been using the car. I haven't had any major issues on brushing the bottom, so it's been great. And I was not just using on the highway or the best boulevards roads, but in all driving conditions, and still have a good response with that. Again, the response from the engine, the powertrain, is amazing, and it's very refined still. That's something which I want to highlight again. Apart from that, the steering response is quite communicative, and it's very planted, and even though it gives you such a soft ride, it's really amazing to drive as well. The suspension is tuned in a way that you have all the command of the car, and if you are even encountering a good turn on a higher speed, the car is very stable. Here I think from the last generation onwards, S-Class have been leaning towards the arch rival on the driving dynamics part, and they've been better than the 7 Series. So that shows it's a all-rounder, amazing car to drive, as well as to enjoy a luxury cruise. As you know, S-Class always come with the advanced technology. So this car, even 3 years before, had the level 2 ADAS features. You know, S-Class always come with the highest safety standards as well as most advanced technologies. So it has got the level 2 ADAS features. And initially, when it was launched, it was on a default mode where whenever you restart the car, all the functions activates again. It's kind of annoying a bit sometimes, you know, when it is in a tight traffic condition, but now you can switch it off forever. So my experience with this 3-year-old S-Class have been amazing. Few nitty-gritties were there, but still nothing annoying much. So that way, even buying a used S-Class is still a luxury. And finally, do let me know what you feel about a 3-year-old luxury car. Is it a good buy for you? Will you be interested, or you'll be still going for a new one? Just let me know in the comments. I'm expecting the new S-Class to hit around 2026. Till then, I think it is still updated in the market. Till then, I think it's still a very strong contender. With the new S-Class, I'm sure Mercedes will be bringing most advanced features, technology and techs, and definitely the luxury quotient will also be raised. Waiting for that. Anyway, right now this is the present S-Class after 3 years. Until we meet next with another exciting long-term or a new car, stay safe and enjoy wheeling.